Are you curling up with a glass of red wine at the end of a long day? Or maybe you're just enjoying a glass or two on the weekend. What if I told you that red wine has more benefits than just heart health alone, which we've heard of for many years? Today, I'm going to dig into and tell you all about how red wine is good for your gut. Hi, my name is Marcy Vasky, and I'm a functional medicine nutritionist specializing in gut health. And so I see a lot of clients that struggle with gas, bloating, constipation, diarrhea, and that's really just to name a few. So if this sounds like you or someone you love and know, I'm going to link our website down below where you can make an easy initial appointment. Or if you're the kind of person who really likes to do things on their own or just get started on your own, I'm going to link our free guide as well, which is 5 ways to improve your gut health. So let's dig into our fun topic today of, is red wine good for your gut? All right, so drinking red wine, right? It's calming, it's delicious, but it gives you more than just that. And while we kind of know, obviously, that alcohol is not usually associated with the picture of health, but drinking wine, and especially that red wine, has also been linked to a multitude of benefits. So of course, like any other alcoholic beverage, wine has its downfalls when it comes to maintaining good health. And some red wines have actually too much sugar in them, and that creates inflammation in our body. So while they're being processed, they're adding extra sugar. And that extra sugar creates that inflammation, which then sets our guts up for the inability to digest the wine well or properly. And it kind of worsens our digestive system. And you may feel that sometimes if you're having some poor digestion going on. And this type of inflammation can lead to what we call leaky gut, or even something called SIBO, which is small intestinal bacteria overgrowth. So what's the trick? You want to find a wine that has no added sugars. And there's a couple brands out there, and maybe more than just what I'll list here, but one is going to be Dry Farm wine, and also there's Fit wine where they have no added sugar. So you can enjoy your red wine, get the benefits, but not get all that inflammation. So let's do a little education on the gut first. Gut flora, or what we call the microbiome, is a collection or group of microorganisms in our intestinal tract that plays a very big role in our health. And an imbalance of good microbes or flora in comparison to bad flora can lead to these adverse health issues going on in our gut, which things you might find as a reduced immune system. It can also cause things like weight gain or even high cholesterol. And so a person's gut microbiome that has a much more diversity in it is going to be a marker for good health. So why am I telling you all about the microbiome and our gut flora? Well, what happened was that researchers found and observed our gut microbiota of red wine drinkers actually contained more diversity and variety of flora than the non-red wine drinkers. So that's pretty fun, right? Remember, a marker of good gut health is having that diversity and variety of good flora. So what the researchers believe is that the main reason for this association between having better gut flora is because of the polyphenols in the red wine. Now, polyphenols are a kind of this chemical defense mechanism. We can also call them antioxidants. And what they do is they actually feed the flora that's already in our system. So what happens when you drink a glass of red wine is that small amounts of the red wine polyphenols will be absorbed in your small intestine. And the remainder will reach your colon, where most of that metabolism and activity go on. And so they intertwine with the microbiota in there and produce what we call polyphenol conjugates. And that then enters our circulatory system. So one thing we want to make sure we take account for is that all of us have different flora in our gut. And that plays an important role in really that bioavailability of the polyphenols and how they'll actually act on your own gut flora. So if you're having poor gut health, you might not get all the benefits just because you don't have that type of flora or that diversity going on versus somebody with a better gut. So the study also found that red wine consumption can be associated to lower levels of obesity and also our bad cholesterol, which we usually think of as LDL. And this was all in part to the flora or our gut microbiota, because our gut flora really determines so many different facets of our health. And so when you drink the red wine, you have better gut flora. That means your risk factors for cholesterol and obesity actually can go down. Now, the study actually went on to say, and things that we already kind of know, is that moderate red wine consumption can also reduce risk factors for cardiovascular disease, as I mentioned above, cholesterol, obesity, and it's all due to these phenolic compounds found in the red wine, which have that antioxidant and also anti-inflammatory properties. So reducing insulin resistance and decreasing oxidative stress on the body. And both of these things contribute to cardiovascular health. And according to a study also, they cited that moderate alcohol consumption, even if you count in beer or spirits, but really we're talking about that red wine today, has also been linked to increasing our HDL, so our good cholesterol. And what's more, there's also something called resveratrol found in red wine, which is also an antioxidant, and that's been shown to lower blood pressure. So drinking a little glass of red wine seems to sound like a good idea to me. So you might be asking yourself, okay, I'm on board. I'm going to drink a glass of red wine, but how much? Is it a little bit I can have or a lot, right? Well, I think you probably know what I'm going to say, but studies reveal that drinking red wine rarely, actually, even 2 times a month, can give you this benefit of healthier gut flora and even cardiovascular health. But you can enjoy 1 to 2 glasses per day, of course, paired with a healthy diet. Now, one thing to keep in mind is that when they say 1 to 2 glasses, it's 4 ounces is considered a glass of wine. So I know sometimes wine glasses are 6 ounces, maybe even 9 ounces, right? So you're really getting, if you did 1 or 2 glasses a day, you're having 4 to 8 ounces of red wine per day, which can lead to great benefits, as I've talked about today. But also, I do want to point out again that this needs to be paired with a healthy diet. So a diet filled with whole, real foods, and get out all the processed junk. Drinking wine in moderation is always going to be best. And so, you know that. I probably don't even need to say it, right? So if you want to choose an alcoholic beverage to drink today, grab that glass of red wine, as it's going to increase your gut health, that gut microbiome, and increase heart health, as well as losing some weight. So cheers.